Is Dilanka Yodage, all the way from Sri Lanka, which, as you and I know, and I think we all know, having a really tough time at home. So everybody will be absolutely on his side. The 105 kilos have been loaded onto the bar. He's got a personal best of 108 kilos.
Well, a very interesting technique there, interesting style, executed a very straight position at full extension. It's really good activation of the glutes, but not to be. I would say sitting back on the bar as he came off the floor. Very powerful, lots of float on the bar, clearly strong enough. Such a fine room for error. It's a weight he can definitely do. Just needs to recompose now. 2 minutes on the clock, will be following himself. Clock is ticking. You won't need a huge amount of time to recover on a snatch. Doesn't take that much out of you. It's down to the coaches now to make sure they hold him back. Give him time to recover. He wants to go. Look, he's fired up. He's full of adrenaline, but he is still recovering. The coaches need to keep him back there until at least the clock hits a minute.
A member of the armed forces back home, but that essentially enables him to train as an athlete full time. But what's interesting, as you rightly said, he has lifted 108 kilos. He did that in achieving a bronze medal in the Asian Championships a couple of years ago. But last December in the Commonwealth Championships, which were part of the World Championships, he failed to get a total, but he did actually manage 105 kilos. So this should be a weight he can manage. Much better.
That's wonderful recovery. Known by his friends back home as Teller. That is the lifter we know. 11 years lifting experience. He started when he was just 15 years of age, now 26. And that was a great recovery. Super solid overhead. You can see the bar barely travelled higher than where he received it. Absolutely perfect in terms of timing. What you don't want is that bar coming super high and then crashing down on top of you. That was brilliant.
The lead. And this is Dilanka Yodage from Sri Lanka. 112 kilos on the bar, so this is a 7 kilo increase. At the moment, he's only got 105.
I don't know, let's wait and see what the referees think. I saw movement in his right elbow.
2-1 in his favour. Just the central referee not convinced.
And I'm just having a little look over our table at the moment, and there's a wave of a flag from the jury desk. They also may have seen what we saw. So the jury have to agree unanimously. So there's a jury made up of 5 lifters. They referee the competition like the referees do, and if there is an agreement, let's say they all saw what I saw, as the centre referee saw and failed the lift, it would then flag up on their screen. But the competition is still going on. The competition should have been stopped.
Yeah,
the jury are standing, they are waving the flag to say stop.
This is really bad for the Indian lifter, because he's been allowed to go on stage. That just disrupts him a little bit. So the technical controller should have held him back.
So I think we have just had confirmation that previous lift was reversed. It was a no lift. So huge attempt that was from Yodage of Sri Lanka. So the 112 will not register. Still on the board as a good lift.
Jury president from Australia, and he was very clear about this. Here we are, have a look at this again, and there you can clearly see the press out on both arms.
His right arm in particular, it landed with it bent, then straightened as he stood.
7. Then Dilanka Yodage from Sri Lanka with 105. Those are the top 3 at the moment in terms of the fight for the medals. Then with 93 kilos, Taj of Bangladesh, along with Ben Hickling of England, and then Philip Massey of the Solomon Islands with 90 kilos. And of course, sadly, Davis Nyoyita of Uganda eliminated. Ahead of Ashik Taj of Bangladesh with Philip Massey of the Solomon Islands, currently in the bronze medal position, but now on stage. The first attempt of Yodage, representing Sri Lanka. Really good drive and clean. Settles.
Happy with that. A few wobbles, a few staggers, but the arms were good. And he's got a total. He's up into the lead. That pushes Ben Hickley down into second place.
Yeah, it's a very considerable lead, 225. Again, he only made one snatch, but opens up here on 120. And of course, what's really significant is his last major competition was the World Championships and the Commonwealth Championships, which were part of the qualifying process, and he failed to total. So that was a really important lift.
It is, and you know what? Coming into a big competition like this with a couple of bomb outs, one, build the confidence, get the total, having had a couple of bomb outs coming into this, and secondly, to guarantee the medal, as you said. So he's got the medal, now he can push, now he can open up.
Right, so he's right on his clean and jerk personal best here at 137 kilos.
Yes, but if successful, will not take the lead again. This will still only keep him in second position, but it will close the gap.
Strong in the mind, strong in the body. Can he clean it? Yes, he can. A step forward on the stage.
No, it's too much. Well, with one attempt remaining, this is not going to advance his position. This is now purely about, well, I say it's not going to advance his position. It will if he goes up a couple more kilos. But this was hugely telling. That said, he's had a feel now for what this weight is like. The next attempt won't be such a shock. 17 kilo increase is going to feel heavy. 120 to 137, that would have felt tough coming off the floor. Now he's had a feel for it. The question is, does he fancy a couple more kilos?
So, at the moment, Sagar doesn't want 137, and he's put it up to 143. So, this is the high-stakes poker coming in. Let's push the bar from 137 to 141, which is a 4 kilo increase. This would take you from 225 to 229. Doesn't really change anything. He's in the bronze medal position.
Well, if successful, we'll put him into silver. To be, not enough drive on the bar, didn't generate enough height, tried to drop underneath, but that was gutsy, not to be.
No, so just that first lift of 120, it leaves him on a total of 225. It secures the bronze medal for Dilanka Yodage of Sri Lanka, and there is one lift left, and it belongs to Anik Mohammed of Malaysia. He lies 3 kilos short of Sagar of India.
So, big lift coming up from Anik Mohammed. Could be a record attempt as well.
Just at this moment, just a little further down the order, but worth emphasising. Willem Emil of Mauritius totalling up 186 new personal best.
Yeah, and there's been lots of personal bests throughout this competition, and that is what is so special to see. This isn't just about the medals. Everybody came here with a personal agenda, and it's great to see that so many lifters leave with some great results.
David Mock of Singapore, the man who's been in the sport for less than 18 months. That's an exception. So the three young men who have succeeded here in the men's 55 kilo, the opening competition in the world of weightlifting at the 2022 Commonwealth Games. And no less a man than the president of the International Weightlifting Federation, Mohammed Jaloud, recently elected to present the first set of medals. Represented on the podium, of course, Sri Lanka, India and Malaysia.
Sri Lanka, Dilanka Yodage.
And the bronze medal goes to Dilanka Yodage of Sri Lanka. 105 kilos in the snatch, 120 in the clean and jerk, just 2 out of 6, but 225 good enough to earn him the bronze medal. A good start, an encouraging start for Sri Lanka, a country with so many problems. And arm in a sling, Sanket Sagar of India, so close. 3 out of 3 in the snatch to get 113 and lead at the halfway stage, and then 135 to total up 248, but ultimately to be denied by a kilo.
Commonwealth Games champion, representing Malaysia, Mohammed Anik bin Kasdan.
The champion of the Commonwealth at 55 kilos, Anik Mohammed of Malaysia, 107 in the first phase, only one good snatch, but 142 to total up 249 and become Commonwealth champion at 55 kilos.
For those who are able to, please stand for the anthem of Malaysia.
Well, all the drama that you can expect in the world of weightlifting, swings and balances either way, an injury involving the outcome of the Commonwealth Games. You can see a little crestfallen there, Saga on the left.
He's done well not to pass out with that kind of pain. I'm pretty sure he's pretty uncomfortable right there with a partial dislocation of the elbow. Hopefully we'll be okay, but he's going to need a little bit of